Carlos Silva Jr., and I am a developmental math tutor for the Office of Student Success. And today I'm going to be working on how to add rational expressions with different denominators. Okay, so first we're given the problem 3 over 16x plus 5 over 24x squared. So the very first thing in adding rational expressions with different denominators is to find the LCM of the denominators. Now the LCM is very similar to the LCD, and that's the least common denominator. So we're going to look at 16x and 24x squared. And so we need these denominators right here to be the same. So we need to find the prime factors of 16, and we need two numbers that will multiply to 16, which are 2 and 8. And now we need to break up 8 and ask ourselves what two numbers give us 8, which is 2 and 4. And we have to break up 4 for two numbers, and it's 2 and 2. So now we found our prime factors of 16, which are 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. Now we look at the x, and since there is no numbers, there's no two letters that will just give us x, and x is already prime, we just add it to the side. So now we go to 24. We ask ourselves what two numbers will give us 24, and that is 2 and 12. And then we have to break up the 12, which is 2 and 6. We break up the 6, which is 2 and 3. And so now we found our prime factors of 24. They consist of 2, 3, 2, 2. Now we look at the x squared, and we need two letters that will give us x squared, and that is just x times x. And so we add that here. And so now, in order to get the LCD, we're going to look at these prime factors of 16x and 24x squared. And we're going to take the highest number that for each number it appears. So we're going to take the highest number of 2's between both of them, and that's 4. There's 4 2's. So we write that down. Now we're going to take the highest number of 3's, which there's only 1, so we just write 1. And now we're going to take the highest number of x's, and there's 2. And so we write that down. Now we're going to multiply all this out. So 2 times 2 will give us 4. 4 times 2 will give us 8. 8 times 2 will give us 16. And 16 times 3 will give us 48. And x times x will give us x squared. And so we found our LCD. It's 48. So now I'm going to rewrite the problem, which is 3 over 16x plus 5 over 24x squared. So we found our LCD, which is 48x squared. Now we need to find an equivalent expression with the new denominators. So we ask ourselves, 16 times what will give us 48, which is 3, and x times what will give us x squared, which is x. So we need to multiply the top and the bottom by a 3x. And when we do that, we'll get 9x here in the new numerator. And now 24x squared. So 24x squared times what will give us 48x squared? And the answer is 2. So when we do the bottom, we have to do the top. So 5 times 2 is 10. Now that the denominators are the same, we can add the numerators. So now we have 9x plus 10. all over the same denominator, which is 48x squared. Now we can't add the 9 and the 10 because one has an x to it and the other one is just a number. So this would be our answer. So now to summarize what we just went over, we were adding rational expressions with different denominators. One had a 16x and the other one had a 24x squared. So before we can end, we had to find the LCD. And we found that the LCD was 48x squared. So we had to convert these fractions with the new denominator. And once we did that, we just add the numerators and we got our answer. That's how we solve rational expressions with different denominators.